Hello friends, today we will learn about hormones and their receptors. So let's start. Hormones, we can divide hormones in two groups. Number one is lipid soluble. Number two is water soluble. Lipid soluble hormones and water soluble hormones. Lipid soluble hormones or any substance which is lipid soluble can't cross cell membrane, but water soluble can cross cell membrane. Example of lipid solubles, mainly they end with oid in their name. For example, thyroid, steroid. Water soluble hormones, mainly they are polypeptides. They end with in, H or P in their name. First of all, let's talk about lipid. First of all, let's talk about lipid soluble hormones. Lipid soluble hormones have three type of receptors. Number one is cytoplasmic receptors, and the hormone which act by cytoplasmic receptor is aldosterone. Aldosterone is the only physiological mineralocorticoid in human body. Number two is nuclear receptor, and hormones which act on nuclear receptors are thyroid, vitamin A, vitamin D. Then third is both cytoplasmic and nuclear receptors. The hormones which are acting on both cytoplasmic and nuclear receptors are sex steroids and glucocorticoids. Now we will study water soluble hormones. Mainly they are mainly water soluble hormones have two type of receptors. One is tyrosine kinase, second is G protein coupled receptor, GPCR. I'm writing in short form so that you can make nice notes. To learn about tyrosine kinase, we will remember by we will remember by one mnemonic, that is dirty pig. I have written TY in capital letters because TY stands for tyrosine kinase and PIG pig for the hormones. What are the hormones? Prolactin, insulin, and growth hormone. Now let's talk about G protein coupled receptor. G protein coupled receptor have different units inside the cell membrane, so we will write them separately. One is cyclic AMP, one is cyclic GMP, one is IP3 or DAG. Now listen to me carefully. First of all, let's talk about cyclic GMP. We have to just learn two hormones that are nitric oxide and ANP. Now let's talk about IP3-DAG. IP3, it's associated with increasing calcium inside the cell. We know calcium is responsible for contraction in smooth muscles. So now you can apply logic where we need smooth muscle contractions. One is like oxytocin for uterine contractions, then angiotensin for vessel contractions, then gastrin, then cholecystokinin, then vasopressin, all hormones which do contractions are in group of IP3 and DAG. Now we have left with cyclic AMP. We studied the hormones. Which hormones we didn't study? Rest all act by cyclic AMP. Which hormones? For example, regulatory hormones, then metabolic hormones, etc. Plus, the important one in this group we have to learn is glucagon. So, friends, this was the brief explanation of receptors. Thank you.